welcome to the Tangle Moon. Today I've got some new toys. So it's not going to be a review or anything like that. We're just going to kind of go through the new toys and see what works and what doesn't. Usually I would go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's for sketchbooks and things, but due to our current situation I'm not able to get there. So I ordered a bunch of tools off of Amazon. They're partially to go with channel to make sure they fit on screen, and partially just because I like art supplies. You know, sometimes we artists have to be alone with our art supplies. So I got some Sharpies, some rulers, and another square sketchbook. So these are little clear rulers. In the previous videos I was using a little yellow ruler, but I couldn't see through it, and I actually found that sometimes when I was trying to make lines I would literally have to start the video over where I couldn't see the line and messed it up, or you know, just because it was difficult to see. Now I have done Zentangles with a solid ruler before, but I thought they might be cooler. Also, I use a circular ruler as I love my circles, but it's a really big one, a really wide one that I think I got from a industrial supply store, but it has a lot more sizes on it, but it's just really too big for the small sketchbooks that I tend to use. So I bought a smaller one, and it is also clear and has the ruler along the sides, so I may actually end up not needing the small clear rulers because this one looks like it has everything on it. And of course some Sharpies. I thought maybe I would try to Zentangle in a color, although I just love my black and white. It's very dynamic and it just feels good. But it's always fun to play with new pens. And I love how inky the Sharpies are, especially when they're new. Has anybody else noticed that if you use a Sharpie on one side, sometimes one side will work and then the other side doesn't? I think that's just a pressure thing. Alright, so also what I'll be testing out in the video is the new sketch pad. It did not get the best reviews, but I do know that paper sometimes acts a little differently than we expect, so I thought I'd just kind of test it out a little. Now I know you probably cannot see the small marks of ink that come through on the page, but a little thing I noticed when I was doing this was that the Sharpie ink would bleed through. The alcohol-based ink in Sharpies bled through the page, but when I switched to a water-based pen, it did not. I think I'm going to do a little test of that for you guys later. And right now I'm just kind of testing out the ruler. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone, but that's basically what I do when I get new supplies. I pull them out and doodle. I do believe I have a tutorial on just doing Zentangles with checks, which is a nice easy way to start out. And if you were going to use paint, you could, you know, do the checks in with ink and then come back with a little paint and put extra dots or things like that on there. That's what I haven't done yet, but I might, you know, do that as a tutorial just to play with. I kind of like the patterns that you can do with these. You know, you can start out with checks and you can add stripes or spirals or dots. Yeah, you can see how it's kind of coming through the page a little bit. Okay, let's see what else we've got to play with. Okay, so this was my solution. I yanked off the cover because it was very slick kind of laser paper, and I thought I could use that to put behind the page when I was doodling. And yes, that worked, and it makes for an easy way to continue to use the sketchbook and not skip any pages. but I also found it a little strange. See how the little strip sticks out and kind of curly there? It kind of scratched my hands. It wasn't an uncomfortable thing. No paper cuts or anything, but I like my nice, neat, clean surfaces. Oh, yay. And of course, red Sharpie. Got to do something in red Sharpie. I don't know what, but I just love the whole idea of having that. Make for an interesting Zentangle. The basic graphic design colors, the red, black, and white. Kind of just testing out how they ink the page. But then of course brand new Sharpies are always in pretty good shape. If you've seen my videos, you probably saw me suddenly stop in the middle of one and switch out the pens. I am a pen killer. So that worked, and it didn't bleed through, and that was one way to play with that. Okay, well, now that we've got all our new supplies, the real test begins, making some artwork with them. So we're going to do simple Zentangle. I love my continuous line drawings. That's how I make most of my Zentangles. I'll use a circular shape, and we're going to play with a different pin here. I think this one's a zig. I love the zig because it has two ends, so basically instead of switching pins, I get my thick and my thin all in one. And this one was the water-based ink, which we'll see in a little bit, where the water-based ink, even though I'm using a lot of it, actually did not go through the page. It may have to do with something in the material the page is made from, or just how alcohol affects different things. But I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching me play with my new products. If you would like coloring pages or would like to learn some more about my Zentangle, please like and subscribe, and check out tanglemoon.etsy.com for more and interesting things that I've created out of these tangles. Thanks so much. Keep watching.